Hey traders from around the world, holla at your boy, it's me, Jeremy Alexander Newsom with Real Life Trading. Hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. It's Wednesday, hump day in the building. That means tomorrow was Thursday, which means yesterday was Tuesday. Got a lot of stocks to look at today, got a lot of requests from you guys, which I'm excited about. So let's go ahead and hop into them really quick, just a broad market overview. SPY still doing its thing. Not a lot of changing here going on. In my personal opinion, it kind of looks like a little bit of a pennant pattern forming, something like this. Obviously, I have a little bit of resistance support, like right about there. And looking for maybe to trade sideways a little bit more. But ultimately, I do think going into the end of the year, end of Thanksgiving, December timeframe, we probably make another all-time high on the SPY, potentially. We've already done that on the DIA. This is the Dow Jones ETF. We made an all-time high just the other day. And we still, you can see, are forming a nice little pennant pattern. So there it is right there. So, you know, if it breaks up higher, should be interesting to see. And of course on the Q, ticker symbol QQQ, based on the brand new weekly options newsletter, we are in bullish on the Qs with calls at open. So if you guys get a chance, make sure you sign up for your weekly options newsletter. A lot of you guys have it, but a lot of you don't. Here it is. You can see under your products, you click it, and there is edition number 7, came out yesterday. That option triggered 14 seconds after market opened. Really, we bought the exact bottom, and that trade is already up about 50%, meaning you most certainly have already paid for the weekly options newsletter, really for about a year on that trade, and it's only been 1 day. So we'll kind of just see what happens from here. So anyway, that's the Qs. Nice little new white soldier candle yesterday. Looking for it to hopefully continue and be more bullish than bearish. Here's your long-term moving averages. And great gap yesterday. Nice continuation move today. We'll see what else transpires on the Qs. Want to give a really quick shout out to a good friend of mine, Adrian Lee. Adrian, we had a really good day in the markets yesterday, and Adrian said he paid for 10 months of real life trading today, which I think was either yesterday or Monday. One of the two. But either Adrian, awesome trade, man. Good stuff. Adrian's been absolutely killing it, really specializing in put sales and owning shares and doing covered calls. Speaking of owning shares and doing covered calls, United States Steel probably going to get called away at $23 this Friday. Excited about that. Same thing with Delta Airlines at 43. Got a November 35, 34 bull put spread on Delta that likely everything will expire totally fine this Friday. A lot of cash getting freed up this Friday. Big options expiration. We got another Iron Condor actually. I should say another one. We have an Iron Condor on Halliburton that expires this Friday as well. It was a 44, 43, 51, 52 that we got into back on the 26th of October. That was an Iron Condor on Halliburton. So that also will go to Options Heaven hopefully this Friday. Some stocks that you guys requested. Here's Goldman Sachs. Fred had 4 that he actually requested. Goldman Sachs, ladies and gentlemen, was a phenomenally bullish gap. Very, very bullish. Back here, you can see this gorgeous little flag pattern kind of thing building. Here's the flag pattern, and you had a very good bullish gap and go. Obviously, this was before the election, but some good bullish gap and go, some good candles. And right now on Goldman Sachs and pretty much all financials, I am bullish on them, but they need a pullback, right? Here's a weekly chart on Goldman Sachs. We can see a really, really strong move. 215 on Goldman Sachs is a rock solid resistance, which means you could also consider, if you're in some shares, maybe a covered call or potentially pair call spread somewhere up there in the 220, 230 range for December. If you can find any premium up there, that is. There's not a lot of premium and spreads right now for sure. There was a few months ago, but right now not a lot on Goldman Sachs. Anyway, it looks more bullish than bearish in my personal opinion. Bank of America, same thing. Got to give a giant shout out to an awesome trader that I met up in Montreal, Francoise. Bank of America, she did amazing on this trade. She bought some out-of-the-money options sometime back in here and sold them sometime over here for about 1,000%. 1,000% return on Bank of America, so fantastic stuff. At this point, really, if you show a weekly chart on Bank of America, it's kind of comical. Huge bullish candle. Amazing volume. This is the breakout of this channel. But from here, we're just going to have to be patient, my good friends. Patient to let Bank of America potentially retest some. There's no way I'm buying Bank of America after going from $12 to $20 in a few months. Definitely needs a pullback and then a good buying the dip opportunity. So bottom line is, if you're not already in some financials, you've missed some of the big moves already. Here's JP Morgan, same thing, very, very high. Be cautious buying up here. It's already made some insanely strong moves. So if you're looking at playing it, look to buy the dips on those trades. And Southwest Airlines, I'm going to be looking at some of the trades that Donna Lombard wants me to look at in just a few moments. But the last time we really looked at, well, we looked at Southwest a few times, but we looked at Southwest most specifically down here on earnings. When that stock gapped down, a lot of traders said, hey, Jeremy, is this still a good time to buy Southwest? And I said unequivocally, yes. Buy low, sell high. Great channel. Phenomenal job. Adrian, Justin, Brian, Montgomery, a lot of other traders who traded Southwest Airlines for a solid, substantial profit. Looks very nice. At a resistance now. Going to be interested and excited to see if it can break out of that move and what it can do from here. Speaking of Brian Montgomery, he's in a trade on Starbucks. Ticker symbol SBUX. And Starbucks, very good support at 53. Last week was actually a new white soldier candle on a weekly chart. And then today's candle, nice little breakout up there on Starbucks. You got a pretty decent little resistance right about here. So they're having a few traders looking to go bullish on Starbucks down here. Adrian, Stan, myself, Linderman, Garrison, a few other traders doing some put sales, Niels, Brian Montgomery. So Starbucks, if you're not in, you have 4 bullish candles in a row. I look for that to retest into that old resistance, new support, and then potentially Starbucks might pop just a little bit. Let's go look at 2 or 3 tech stocks. Apple, of course. Everybody always wants to look at Apple. I think this is a wave 4. Just yesterday on Apple in Tech Giant Tuesday, I mentioned I love this level for a bounce. Buy low, sell high. I really like it. There was no premium or no money at all in put sales or bull put spreads or really any kind of credit spreads of any kind. But Apple, as long as Apple stays above the low of this September 12th candle, as long as we stay above the low on that, I do think Apple's in a wave 4. I think we bounce a little bit. Jenny was asking about Facebook and Netflix. Here is Facebook. And Facebook right now looks pretty interesting, actually. There's a little bit of bearish sentiment out there on Netflix, my friends. Just a tad. Just a tad. There are some traders who are still in bullish, at least bullish to neutral, including myself. But this was a black candle that gapped down. Here's the retest of the retest gap, and here was the follow-through. So Justin Linderman, Rashad, Rob, Amy, great trades right there on the bearish put play on Facebook. At this particular point in time, Niels and Dean have a 115 put sale expiring this Friday. That one's going to get pretty close. I'm keeping an eye on a bearish trade on Facebook. I don't have the exact setup yet, but really what I'm expecting more or less is something like this to come in on Facebook on kind of the next few weeks, potentially. Doesn't mean that it has to happen, of course, but Facebook is and was very, very extended for quite some time, and any kind of pullback right here feels healthy, right? So if Facebook in the next 3 months makes it down to $100, I feel pretty good about that. I feel like that's a good, nice, healthy retracement if we can pull back down here. So Ford, he has a put sale expiring to Friday at 105. Mine goes all the way out till December. So I have a long time to go, but I don't mind owning shares of Facebook down there in the $100 region. But right now, I'm just a smidge more bearish. Netflix. Was looking at Netflix yesterday all day during Tech Giant Tuesday and looking for some credit spread premium down in this area, some kind of bull put spread. And really, there's not any. That's the sad part. Not a lot of premium, but looks like a decent bracket trade forming on Facebook. I think my good buddy Al got this trade set up. Here's your weekly exponential moving averages. We just pulled down to the 10 EMA on a weekly, and we're forming kind of like a hammer, lower shadow, buying kind of candle. Here's your daily, and we're kind of bouncing off the 50. I think Facebook will be a little tricky down here. I don't know if it's going to be as simple as this. It'll probably do, I'm going to do a different color. It'll probably do something like this, and then another pullback, and then a bounce. That's really what I'm thinking more on Netflix, and that's probably how I'm going to end up trading it myself. But it's just a little unfortunate that there's no premium down here on Netflix for any kind of cred spread. I do think overall more bullish than bearish. Got to give a quick shout out to Joshua Taylor, who traded NVIDIA like an absolute champion. He is in with some long calls. This was an extremely strong bullish gap and go on the 11th of November. Huge gap, all-time high, everybody trapped, no other form, but looking at playing this one bullish. And it did have a nice retest just the last 2 days, good little pin it, and broke out of that today. So NVIDIA, honestly, is insanely bullish. This is It looks like it's going to go higher. From where? I really don't know exactly how much higher it goes, but it looks pretty toasty. Just be careful buying up here, I guess is all I got to say. Really quick, ladies and gentlemen, big news. This is exciting. Real life trading. We got some merchandise for the holidays. We only do this honestly, every about 8-9 months or something. We don't have a lot of merchandise sales or products or releases, but we got some now. So if you're interested, I'm going to post this link in the description box below. You can also pause the video, teespring.com/swords/real life trading. We got some cool stuff out there for you. If you click on any of these stores, you'll see a few different items. We do have coffee mugs. A lot of people want some real life trading coffee mugs. They're here. Great present for any of the traders in your life, or maybe for yourself. I'm going to probably buy 7 or 8 of every single thing that I'm selling here because I think I want to wear this everywhere I go. If you want to get in on some of this action, feel free to. It's just a fun little thing. Why not for the holidays? Get you some real life trading stuff. All right, got a few other trades to look at for Mark from Oracle. And Mark wanted to look at some marijuana stocks. Here is GWPH, GW Pharmaceuticals, which I don't think is necessarily a marijuana stock. But, ladies and gentlemen, what you got to keep in mind is for the marijuana stocks out there, I don't think it's going to be easy as buying a medical marijuana stock and it's just going to go higher. I don't think it's going to be that simple. In fact, I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on maybe some tobacco companies like RAI or maybe some other pharmaceutical companies like GWPH buying some of the medical marijuana or marijuana companies just outright. Maybe they just buy them. So at this point, if you're looking at GWPH, you have a very, very strong pivot right there around 120. We are at a strong resistance right now. Right now, we're there at a strong resistance. So bottom line, my thought, let this one retrace again and look to buy low, sell high on GWPH. I don't know if this one will pull up, but let me try. He wanted to look at TWMJF. Let's see if I have that one. Canopy Growth. Well, it's moving. Strong move, a lot of volume, had a good breakout actually right about here on the 3rd of October. You can see that was a candle on this particular stock on Canopy Growth that closed right above that resistance right there. So at this point, I had a huge move today. I'd probably snag a chart on the hourly time frame and look to buy the dip on this. It already made a very, very strong move, but it did pull back on the hourly chart. You have a really good doji to end the hourly chart today. So if Canopy Growth looks buyable on a pullback, and it did kind of pull back today. So again, this is the daily chart, and here's the hourly. So bottom line, yeah, it doesn't look that bad. If you're looking at maybe snagging this one for a buy the dip, here it is on the weekly chart again. So the weekly chart looks like a very nice 1, 2, 3 wave structure. This is probably a buy the bounce opportunity. ACBFF, another one. So again, a lot of traders interested in some of the marijuana cannabis stocks out there with the new federal voting that went in, during the elections and everything. If they're going to make marijuana, I don't know why I can't say that word, legal for across the states. More states are doing it. Just from an investor's perspective, if you have an opinion or morality against cannabis or medical marijuana or marijuana stocks in general, it's totally fine. You by no means have to trade them. If you feel like they're sketchy, I totally get it. Bottom line is, it's all about risk, right? You can trade anything if you know what your risk is. If you don't want to trade it because you don't like it and it's something you're not comfortable with, that's fine. You don't have to. There's a lot of other money-making opportunities out there. If you do and you're cool with it, you're comfortable with it, then feel free to, right? It's all about risk. How much you're going to lose if the trade does not work. That's what you need to know on every single trade. This trade looks like it's breaking out right now and potentially could go higher. Really, if it pulls back into about $1.80, I think that would be the buying opportunity. This is a weekly chart. So if I hop over here to a daily, yep, a lot of movement, a lot of news today in cannabis stocks. Makes sense. This one, personally, with this kind of volume, it looks nice. I'd be looking to buy the dip and just understand that these stocks, they're very volatile. Don't bet your entire bank account on these. Know what you're risking. Lose small, win big. Micron Technology for Donna. Donna want to look at this one. Micron looks good. I think this is a wave 4. We're at a resistance right now on Micron Technology. So if you're looking at bullish, if you're looking to play it bullish, you missed a little bit of the move so far. We have two choices. Let it move higher retest into 18 and then bounce, or let it trade back down to the 1650 level and then bounce bullish. We'll see if that actually works out, see what that does on Micron technology, but if it trades down to that support or that resistance, looks good overall. Here's Twitter. Let me do this. Give me 1 second. I got 3 more left. Long review today. A lot of requests. I like it. Twitter, not doing much. Here's your long-term moving averages. I think my buddy Jesse is in this trade bullish with a little bit of a breakout here on the 9th of November. You did get some retest. We're retesting the 100 simple moving average again. Here's your weekly moving averages, and we're very, very far from the 100. What concerns me about Twitter is this was a black candle gapping down, so this could possibly be a retest. Twitter could easily roll over back down to this $12 region, or could continue higher. I don't have any position right now at all on Twitter. It feels a little strange, but it's really not doing too terribly much, at least right now. I'm a little bit more bullish than bearish, but I don't have anything that looks amazing. Here's First Solar, and First Solar hanging out. Ford Schwartz has a 30-50 bull put spread expiring this Friday. Right now, had a huge bearish gap down on earnings. Nice little pennant pattern on First Solar. Play this pennant pattern however it breaks up. If it breaks up bullish, play it bullish. If it breaks up bearish, play it bearish. And last but not least for today, here is ticker symbol CHK, which is Chesapeake Energy. Chesapeake Energy, a few traders getting ready for this one to possibly pop right above the short-term resistance right there. So if Chesapeake can really start breaking above $6, in my personal opinion, I think it trades in 7 pretty easily. A little bit of an aggressive trade. It would look like this. Entry, stop, target number 1. Something like that on Chesapeake Energy. Well, I got 8 more minutes until I actually hop into Energy Wednesday in the afternoon swing trading floor. So ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for supporting Real Life Trading by watching this video. You are a real life trader. Thank you so much for being here, being part of the family, being part of the community. We are changing the industry standard on stock market education, ladies and gentlemen. People from all around the world are learning this. They're paying off debts. They are accomplishing their goals. They are taking the trips they always want to take, and it's because of you guys sharing this amazing information and being fantastic people. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you Friday, potentially broadcasting from Athens, Georgia. And until then, remember, love life, live life, and trade. See ya.